The Inter-Austral Peace Corporation, also known as the IPC, is probably the biggest faction we know of in Star Rail. They provide trade, technology and communication to the entire universe, and they are mostly known for their expertise in trading goods. However, the IPC didn't start off as just a trading company. They originate from a group of worshippers of Qlipoth the Preservation. As the Aeon of Preservation, Qlipoth is tirelessly building a gigantic wall called the Echidna Skywall to protect the universe against threats, primarily Ouroboros, the Aeon of Veracity. The wall also separates planets from one another and isolates them. This is also part of the preservation, since if planets can't communicate with each other, things will always stay the same. Qlipoth is mostly indifferent to what's happening and only grants their power to zealots, for example, the Guardians of Belobog before we as Trailblazers took on their will. Out of Qlipoth's worshippers, the IPC has to be the most extreme and strange one. The IPC was formed by Louis Fleming, a devout worshipper of Qlipoth who was part of a group that thought it was necessary to provide Qlipoth with building materials for his wall, as an offering of some sorts. Louis Fleming had a partner called Donfang Chising, and together they started gathering materials by trading supplies and other products with other planets. This led to the creation of the IPC. To make trading possible across all planets, they assigned value to goods using credits, a new form of currency that would soon take over the universal market. By trading and expanding their company, they started to influence many things. But at the heart of all this, Qlipoth was still central to the IPC. This is made even more obvious if you take a look at their logos, which both depict Qlipoth. They even introduced a method of measuring time entirely based off of Qlipoth, called Amber Eras. Every Amber Era takes between 76 to 240 normal years. This is because a new era starts every time Qlipoth's hammer strikes, so the time varies often. The devotion of the IPC is very impressive and they bring much good to the universe. But there are some strange things about the IPC that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Starting off with Louis Fleming himself, because for seemingly no reason he is extremely old. He started trading materials 800 Amber Eras ago and founded the IPC 30 Amber Eras later. So when the IPC was founded, he was already between 2280 and 7800 years old, which is already insane. But then he also attended 14,600 board meetings before retiring. If the IPC had one board meeting per quarter, that would make him at least 5,930 years old without being part of the Xianzhou long-life species. It is said that he is the most powerful human after the Aeons, so even the Lord Ravager would stand no chance against him. Some even say he doesn't exist, or that his name is a title that is given to the president of the IPC. So the IPC must have something to hide about their founder. On that note, it's also strange that the IPC is seemingly going against the wishes of their Aeon. The Preservation wants to isolate or separate the planets from each other so that nothing changes. But the IPC is only making connection between planets more accessible and common. Even though the IPC is connecting the universe, they haven't received any punishment from Qlipoth, which is weird since Qlipoth is not a pacifist when it comes to their mission. The construction materials they are providing Qlipoth aren't being used by them at all, almost as if Qlipoth has no interest in them, which is also very strange. One would almost think that they do not have the blessing of the Preservation at all, but the blessing of another Aeon. Lastly, when Louis Fleming eventually wanted to retire and was giving a speech, the Aeon Fuli the Remembrance appeared before Louis. We don't know what exactly happened, except that Louis was oddly calm when observing Fuli. After their interaction, Fuli just disappeared, and Fleming walked off stage and was never seen again. Fuli normally only appears in person when there has been an extremely impactful event for the universe, since the Garden of Recollection takes care of all the minor memories. This makes me think that when Fleming was giving his speech, something extreme must have happened. Maybe that was the moment when a new Aeon was born from Fleming himself, like an aeon of prosperity or wealth, as a new source of power for the IPC, since they are literally ignoring the preservation. Or maybe it's something else entirely, that we will uncover ourselves in the future.